What is happening, you guys? Michael Elefante here. Let's talk about cloud. No, not those clouds, these clouds. Now, cloud technology is not necessarily super new. It's been around since the late 90s, and just wanted to spend some time with you guys today going over why you should consider learning about and investing in various cloud technology out there, and more specifically cover a few of the key companies leading this mass transition to cloud technology adoption and which stocks you guys should particularly invest in. But first, I think we should spend a couple minutes talking about what cloud technology actually is, and this will be a super high level explanation for you guys, so we're not going to get super in the weeds, so hang with me for a second. At the root of cloud technology, it's really just accessing other people's or other companies' computers or technology and accessing it using the internet. And that's pretty much it. It's really not as complicated at a base level overview as a lot of people make it sound. Cloud technology is used in our daily lives. If you guys use iCloud or Google Photos or some other form of tech that allows you to back up just photos and videos, let alone other documents, you are using cloud technology. And cloud technology is great because it allows us to not use all of the storage on our devices, such as our tablets and cell phones, but instead leveraging other technology that Apple or Google provides us to store our photos in to free up space on our own devices. So it's convenient and it's cheaper than going out and buying some external hard drive, plugging it into our phone, exporting all the photos and videos on, and then having that hard drive sit for many years and worrying about if that hard drive fails, our photos and videos could be gone forever. So instead of worrying about holding it and maintaining it ourselves and spending the money, we pay a small subscription fee for the exact amount of data and space we use of these cloud technology providers. So it's quite that simple, and that goes for all of these major companies that are starting to leverage companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft for their cloud services. Traditionally, companies spend a fortune of their budget on technology, especially when it comes to computing power and storage and things like that. And what they do is they buy these expensive, hard drives, networking technologies, and store them in closets or in a data center, which is just another building that they have to spend money on or lease that space. So it costs a lot of money. They have to buy depreciating assets, depreciate that over the course of typically like 5 to 10 years, depending on what they buy. And then it also costs a lot of money to hire staff to maintain those assets, and also the power and cooling costs to keep those computers cool because they heat up very easily all bunched together in a room. You also have to worry about security, so hiring and paying for security teams and devices. All of those costs start to add up, and the craziest thing about this is because we and companies don't know how much data they're actually going to be using and how much storage space they need, they typically buy extra gear and hardware. So when they do this, they may only be using 50% utilization on all their servers and computers, but they spend 100% of the cost. So they're wasting so much money. And then once those hard drives and computers and all that stuff in their data centers, once that depreciates to a certain point, they have to refresh and buy the newer technology because they want to get better technology to keep up with competition. It's going to be faster, it's going to be cheaper, over the course of time, and they can't have the technology fail in their data centers, because if they do and have downtime, they could lose business and it could cost companies millions of dollars. Now enter cloud technology and why it's picking up at such a rapid pace, and why every company in the world is adopting some form of cloud technology. If they haven't already, they're going to be doing so moving forward. So let's talk about how this really started with Amazon. Amazon Web Services being the biggest of the three major cloud providers. Behind them is Microsoft Azure and then Google Cloud Platform. They're all growing at rapid rates. Companies like these, and just Amazon for example, have these massive data centers built around the world, and they were realizing that a lot of their technology usage was spiking during seasons like the holidays, where Amazon, for example, has a much higher rate of orders during these times. So the amount of data that they're using on all their computers and their data centers spike. During the rest of the year, they're not using very much. They're only using a small percent utilization. Then came the epiphany of what if we rent the data center space out to other companies who can leverage the best of breed technology that we create and use to run Amazon, one of the world's largest companies, and then just charge them a subscription fee for exactly what they use and nothing more. So AWS was born, quickly followed by Microsoft creating Azure. Similarly, they have data centers around the world to run their business. They thought, hey, if they could do it, we can too. And then Google was late to the game, but they are catching up in short strides the past couple of years, offering Google's best of breed technology and security out to everybody else in the world. So why is this important, separate from just the subscription costs and the convenience factor? These companies make billions of dollars and their IT budgets are in the billions, where most small to medium sized, even large companies, their IT spend is nowhere near that. So they do not have the resources to buy the best of breed technology, keep up with it, and then rinse and repeat over and over and over again. So what if we were to rent the space? It's convenient. It's probably going to be cheaper over the course of time because we're only paying for exactly what we use, but we get to leverage the best and most secure devices on the planet that Amazon, Google, and Microsoft use to build their business. So if it's good enough for them to use, it's probably good enough for us to use too. So when you account for all those things, it really comes down to economics. It's cheaper, it's faster, and it's more convenient. And that's why there's, all the masses of companies are jumping to leverage cloud technology. And in 2020, with COVID-19 happening, and there was a lot of work remote starting to happen at companies or organizations or even in government or education where it has never really happened before. So it sped up the adoption of cloud technology because in order to enable a work from home workforce or work remotely, you have to leverage cloud technology, leveraging the internet to access the company's devices and data and things like that. So now everyone's using Zoom, which is a cloud technology, Microsoft Teams, O365 for email and other services, Google, their business platform, formerly known as G Suite, to leverage email and chat and all this stuff. All that stuff is hosted in their data centers and we're just accessing it through our devices. It doesn't just stop there at the business level. Think about you guys as a consumer. We are rapidly adopting cloud technology in every aspect of our life. Think about Uber and Lyft. People thought that was going to be a silly idea, and quickly that blew up and is now, they're both worldwide companies where you can hail a taxi as a service company over the phone and over the internet, and you can track where the car is, all the ratings, all that stuff, right in the palm of our hands. Facebook, that's cloud technology. You're leveraging their platform and service over the internet, accessing it through your phone or tablet. You even have companies like Instacart, where people thought that's silly. Who would ever want somebody else to shop for their own groceries? Now, probably every other person you meet probably uses Instacart on a weekly basis. My wife and I have used it for well over a year now, and we love it because we don't have to spend hours a week or a month shopping at the grocery store, so we save a lot of time staying at home, and most of the shoppers do a great job and they deliver it, and you can track everything on your phone. So that is a cloud technology. You're accessing it over the internet through your device. Let's just talk about Amazon Web Services for one quick second and why I am heavily invested in Amazon stock myself. In their most recent quarterly earnings report, Amazon announced that Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, was stepping down from his CEO responsibilities and being replaced by the CEO of Amazon Web Services, Andy Jassy. So that's how important Amazon Web Services is to Amazon's future. So important that it's going to be the leading driver in revenue and profits in the very near future for them. So they're hiring the CEO of Amazon Web Services to drive the overall company and vision for Amazon. This most recent quarter, Amazon Web Services alone accounted for $12.7 billion in revenue, which grew at a rate of 28% year over year. A 28% growth rate for a portion of Amazon's business as AWS is growing at a 28% rate. That's insane, and that's going to continue to grow at alarming rates. What's even crazier than that is Amazon Web Services operating income increased 37% from a year earlier to $3.56 billion. This means that 52% of the company's operating income for Amazon as a whole company came from AWS, while only 10% of the revenue did. That is insane to think about, that only 10% of revenue came from AWS, but over 50% of operating income did. That's how important AWS is to Amazon's future and how quickly and how profitable the cloud technology is driving their business. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about another hot topic with electric vehicles and something known as transportation as a service. Some experts are predicting transportation as a service, and when I say that, it's not just what is now, I guess you could consider traditional Uber and Lyft technology, but instead it's going to be the autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles are already here, whether you guys believe it or not. You have Google's Waymo portion of their company driving autonomous vehicle technology, and they're doing tons of driverless vehicle trips as a taxi service out in, I think it's Phoenix, Arizona. And then you have other tech companies like Uber doing this. You have Tesla with their autonomous vehicle technology as well. It's going to be here before you know it. So this combination of electric vehicles and autonomous vehicle capability is going to change the future, especially in major metro cities. And what drives change is really economics. It's not necessarily going to be, hey, we're saving the planet for, by using electric vehicles, although that may drive some people's decisions. But what's going to drive mass adoption is economics, and it's going to be cheaper to manufacture and deliver electric vehicles that are going to be better performance, they're going to be faster, they're going to be safer, and they're going to last longer. So people are not going to have to spend as much money on maintenance, they're not going to have to spend as much money on car payments, and there's just less to maintain about the car. There's no engine, it's just a battery in the wheels. Now enter self-driving capability, and what if people don't even have to own a car anymore, especially in metro areas? They don't have to pay for parking fees at their condo or apartment complex. They don't have to pay for street side parking when they go out to eat at night. They don't have to pay for car insurance. All those costs disappear, which will save people thousands and thousands of dollars every single year. Instead, they're going to hail a driverless transportation as a service vehicle to come pick them up. That's going to have no driver, so it's going to be cheaper than doing Uber and Lyft. And it's going to pick them up and deliver them wherever they want to go. And then that car will go and hail the next person who needs a ride. These autonomous vehicles and EVs are going to be driven by cloud technology because they need to access the internet and maps and data and things like that. So this combination of cloud technology and all these as-a-service companies are all going to be the driving force of technology and mass adoption across the world moving forward. So investing in companies like Tesla and other electric vehicle manufacturers is probably a good move long term. Any company that has a part or a service or technology that's involved in the manufacturing process of these autonomous vehicles, those people who invest money in those areas are likely going to see massive returns over the next 5 to 20 years. Personally, I'm invested in Amazon and Microsoft. I was at Google. I'll likely invest more money in Google moving forward. And any other cloud technology company that is growing rapidly is going to be a good place to park your money. Now, before you go dump a bunch of money in any of these stocks, just remember, a golden rule that Warren Buffett stays true to, and something I like to stay true to, is do your best to read up on the company and understand their overall business model and their vision. You should never just mindlessly dump money into companies based on what other people say without doing some of your own research first. And if your goal is to invest for the long term, I can guarantee you guys are going to find a lot of positive investing benefits when you do your own research on any of these cloud technology companies or any of these electric vehicle manufacturers or autonomous vehicle parts and manufacturing. So anyways, I hope you guys found some value in this video. If you did, please smash the like button below. It genuinely helps me out with the almighty YouTube algorithm and promoting my content out to other people who may find it useful. And if you guys have any interest in following along in the future for investing tips, real estate, Airbnb, personal finance, anything like that, don't forget to subscribe and follow along and drop your comments below. I want to hear from you guys. What areas are you investing in? Do you think investing in cloud technology and EVs and autonomous vehicles and things like that is a good move? If not, why? I would love to hear from you guys. But I really appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you next time.